Gonna have to excuse the mess. Currently trying to piece this truck together, but got the cold side mocked up. Ordered some 90-45 degree couplers for both sides to help transition the cold side up. But for the most part, this is what I got worked out. Today we're planning on mocking up the hot side and figuring out, make sure the placement of the turbo is going to be right, which I'm pretty sure it's going to be good. We'll have to relocate some of these coolant lines over. I got an idea to try to follow the charge pipe here and just spin this and cut it and put a union in between and shorten this up. And then I'm probably going to do something similar with the lower line as well. But I got this old Silverado, or sorry, Mac will get offended, it's Sierra. It's a GMC. So this has got a refreshing 4.8 king bearings, re-ringed it, got the gap set where it's going to be a little more friendly up top with some higher number of boosts. Got a cam, valve springs. We're going to change the springs out for the turbo setup though. 243 heads, so should be pretty rowdy. Got a nice, he spent some money, a nice fuel system. Big money right there. But this is the project we're doing now. And then of course I've got my LSA car I'm working on, and then the Coyote car, which is done and not done. It's running driving, but I've got some things I need to change up on it. It's getting a Mantic clutch soon, 26 spline input, putting the AC on it. I've had the car done for almost 3 years now and haven't had the AC on it, and it was a little conflicting with the manifolds, but I think we're going to be good now. I've got a plan. But for now, that's about it. I guess I'm going to get to work. I've got that GT car back there that I'm going to work on, and I'll add a clip in of what I'm doing to it. But yeah, this is the shop. Trying to make everybody fast, have fun. Let's get this going. So this is a good work buddy of mine's car. It's a 98 GT. This is I think he has 2 cars he drives mostly daily. This is one of them. If I'm not mistaken, this car probably has close to 300,000 miles on it. The odometer, I think, is broke at like 160, but I'm pretty sure he said it broke. It's at 156,696, but he said it broke like 8 years ago, and he drives it to Georgia almost every other weekend. But you can see it's, you know, it's probably never been cleaned, at least in many years. I told him to bring it to me and get anything out of it that he didn't want thrown away, because he drives it to work, and I'm like, man, I want to see what this thing will look all shined up like. So, you know, you can see the jams here are dirty. So I'm going to try to see what I can do with it. Get it all cleaned out. Do some before and afters. The main reason it's here though is it's got a noise when running, and I immediately see that this balancer is separating. If you see the balancer and the pulley there, they're supposed to be flush, and you can see that the balancer's shifted. That's not supposed to be like that. He did put a new tensioner on it thinking that was the issue, but it's making a snapping sound, and he said he'd watch the tensioner snap. But I'm gonna put a balancer on it. I've got one here at the shop. I think I'm gonna end up having to do more, like valve cover gaskets, time cover gaskets, but I'm gonna wait till after I pressure wash the engine and see what all is leaking before I tell them, you know, what it needs. But yeah, let's see if we can make this thing great again. You know. Just a little video here of it in its glory. Put everything down. He's got 2 of these cars too, but one of them's totaled. But let's see what we can do with it. Tell me how you feel.
Good inside. 24s on a brand new ride.
Alright, to continue on from the way I ended off in the other video. So this is after I cleaned that car. I haven't fully cleaned it. Basically just did a wash. That's all I've done. Just a nice wash. Cleaned the wheels really good. Got the stains out of them. I did come through and clay bar this fender, which is dirty now. It's rained since then, but it still needs another wash. There's a lot of dirt in the paint. I don't know when the last time it was washed exactly. So definitely a whole different car on the outside already. We'll get the other center cap for it soon. We'll try to do the interior next weekend. I got the balancer changed out, so his original issue is it's done. There's no problem there. And then we'll go back. So on Mac's truck, we let me get my flashlight here. We got the hot side on. I had to pull the air compressor off. We're gonna relocate the AC up top around right in this head area. I'm bolting this side up. I don't know if we can see good, but you can see the gap right there where the head meets the manifold. And then you see right behind that head bolt, there's a shield. That shield on the motor mount is causing the manifold not to sit flush against the head. So I'm going to have to pull that motor mount out because it's actually sandwiched between the mount and the block. So I'm going to pull it off and either cut it or just not put it back on. And I'm probably just going to cut it and then reinstall the shield back between the block and the mount itself. This side is fine, and that's why I don't know, because this shield's not hitting. So if I take that one off, obviously I'll take this one off. So I'd rather just keep it on and just cut that one down to fit on the passenger side. But basically now, gotta run the crossover, of course, after I do the mount. And then we're gonna have a local friend build the merge for the turbo off that V-band down there. And I'm gonna put a 90 fitting housing, and then I'm just gonna come straight off and create some more room down there and get rid of some of the clutter. But that's the update on this thing. And then of course this car, I'm ways away from getting it done. I'm back in the shop today because I'm actually putting some spacers between the mount and the K-member on this car. So the issue is ever since I put the new urethane mounts in that used to have solid, you can see the exhaust will fall behind the bumper and melt it, unfortunately. And you can kind of see the result of that. I'm a little upset, but you know, it is what it is. But I'm going to use some 1/4-inch spacers and hopefully pick that exhaust back up, and then I'll clean up all that mess there. And I think I can just clean it up where it won't be as noticeable. From up here, you don't see it. If you look down there real closely, of course, you'll see where it's burnt up. But, you know, just have it on them big jobs. But other than that, this one's about ready for the dyno. I just got done talking to a local buddy of mine, and he's got a shop, and we're going to strap it down next Friday and see what it does and go from there. Still got to do the clutch and the input spline, but we got Cars and Coffee coming up Sunday, and I at least wanted to drive it to that. So after Sunday, I'll probably start doing Sunday Cars and Coffee, and then next Friday I'll do the dyno. So after the dyno, I'll probably do the clutch, and then depending on what it makes at the dyno, I'll change the wastegate springs out, turn it up a little bit more, have the tune re-looked at, put new plugs in it, and just see what she'll do. And I sold my radials off my red car, and I'm gonna buy some 2810-5 Hoosiers, and we're gonna see what the Cobra will do at the track. I'd like to start getting some racing going on with it. I did a test hit last week in it, and it went really good, other than I think I need a catch can, because ever since I put the car together, I've just had this just vent into the atmosphere, and I got on it real hard and it pushed some oil out underneath the car right there. So that's one of the next things on the list to do for it. So we're getting there with this one, slowly getting there with that one, and I don't even want to talk about this one, but just another day here. And I have a lot of people asking me to do some other cars. I don't know. We'll see. Some people back out on me. You know, I'll spend all this time quoting stuff, looking for parts and helping them out, and they back out. So it's kind of hard for me to actually really commit to it. And so I understand what people run shops have to deal with, you know, customers just constantly calling and nagging and asking about, help me this, help me that, and then you just don't hear from them. But I usually try to stay optimistic and just look for the best. So anyhow, I hope to have some good cars out of here this summer, and especially Mac's truck. It's going to be a fun little truck when we get done. But, you know, I'll keep y'all updated.